Indianapolis at the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is a tough one, a really tough one. On
Hmm.
Sunday night, we leaned Indy +3. It's down to 2.5. Good instincts by you. We have the classic buy low, sell high philosophy versus the historical trend philosophy. The Colts are high, Jags are low. Last week, we bought low or sold high on the Bears, Steelers, Raiders, Baltimore, and it totally worked. But we played the division dogs and the Chargers and the Vikings, and we faded home division faves in a bad spot in Houston and Green Bay. So, do we fade the division fave in the Jags? Did we buy the failing team in the Jags?
And I'm shocked. Like when I talked to, I was in Atlantic City yesterday. I'm talking to bookmakers. I'm like, you guys aren't getting any Jags money, right? Like everyone's taking the Colts. And he's like, shockingly, it's a decent amount of Jags money. And I think everyone's looking at the same thing where it's like, are they really about to be 0 for 5? I mean, they're the only 0 and 4 team right now in football.
Yep.
And if this ain't it, this is it, right? Like this feels like this is the game for Doug Peterson. Like if this team likes him at all, they show up here. It's a lot to put onto this team. And obviously, me and you both thought right away, we're like, that's too high with the Colts. Um, why is this number not down to 1? That's my big concern here. Like that means professional money is still keeping this up on this Jaguars team. So I'm with you. This is a game where I'll have a better read on Thursday once we know what Anthony Richardson's doing. Because to me, if it's Anthony Richardson coming back from an injury, being forced into this game, I like the Jaguars. If it's Joe Flacco after a full week of taking first team reps, I kind of like the Colts there, especially at a plus number. I just think that offense will be better suited with a veteran like Joe Flacco than what me and you have experienced every time we bet the Colts this year, right? You never know what's going to happen on the next play with Anthony Richardson, which, we didn't mind because we were like, you know what? They'll figure it out. They have a good offense. With Joe Flacco, it's like, okay, he might give us one or two really bad throws that could turn into a really bad interception. But the rest of it's just so smart. Like even going back watching that game where he came off the bench, I mean, that's why you get a guy like that. Like he came in, no first team reps. The offense isn't built around him, right? I know obviously they switched it up on the fly there, but it was like this is why he's such a good guy to have as a backup here. So yeah, that's my view on this right now, Chad. It's like a game I'll bet on Thursday, but right now I'm just gonna keep holding our Colts +3 ticket, not really doing anything with this game.
Joe Flacco is elite, as he likes to say. This Jags team is a freaking mess. So think about the trends for a second. Home faves against division opponents since 2015, 45% against the spread. Short home faves since 2016 against the division opponent, 45% against the spread. This Jags team, Evan Ingram, likely still out. Josh Hines Allen left the game with a concussion. The defense is terrible. And that was before they were missing defensive backs who won't be on the field this week, as they were not last week. They are 1-9 since they won in Houston in November to get to 8-3 last season. 31st in point margin at -49, only above the Panthers, who, by the way, are getting better. Like, if it, would you rather be a Panthers fan or Jaguars fan right now? That's the problem with this Jags team is like it is it is just so ugly. And yet we might want to bet them.